Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to a beautifully rainy day and gray skied day outside here on the channel. Hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're having a nice one out there, whatever you're doing. Maybe you're outside having a picnic. I can't do that right now. Today, we're listening to a little bit from the church. We're going to listen to the first track off this album, the song called Block. This is coming off their album Uninvited, Like the Clouds, their 20th studio album, which was released in 2006. We are listening to this track because it was suggested and sponsored by Adam. Adam, thank you so much for the recommendation, and thank you for the support as well. I truly appreciate that. I think it's so interesting with bands like this, like Church, right? They have such a long and storied career. And I mean, I can't say anything about this album. Obviously, I haven't heard a thing from it. But just the fact that they have that longevity, I think is incredible. And it reminds me of we listened to a track from The Cure's latest album, and that was a great track. That was fantastic. So there's a lot of bands that, well, I don't know if there's a lot. There's a good amount of bands that started in the 80s, the 70s, now the 90s. Ooh, the age is catching up. That are still going and still not only just producing music, but producing good music. So I'm excited to hear what the church has in store for us. Let's go ahead and find ourselves around the block. Here we go.
I was down in the city on a miracle street. I flailed like a swimmer through the summer heat. I was waiting for a friend that I needed to meet, and I was hoping she was bringing with her something sweet, and I was hoping for an open little opening, and I suffer for a groovy little happening, but it's all going wrong just like a singing that song. And the song I wrote about you that they put on TV, the TV that I gave you cause you wanted to see, but all these soul spaces where the people used to be, 100 bastard voids with their pull on me. In the valley of death you'll be breathless and free.
I like that tension that goes here, along with the lyrics. Like that glassy industrial sound sneaking through.
You'll be dancing like a fool by the soul of the sea. You'll be twitching like a drum in a pharmacy. You'll be swatting at the flies in the pavilion, where the million they just blew a gazillion. The fingernails are all half a million when the traffic grinds down to a standstill. Birds are pecking at the carrier. You read it already in Hyperion. You read about my trial in the Clarion. A sack full of ashes I've been carrying. When the lights turn green, I dissolve the screen. When the lights turn red, I put the whole thing to bed. And I'm feeling fainter. I'm a dim receiver. I'm a cold war painter. If you can just hold still, I will make you all so beautiful.
It's a nice break off of the tension from before.
Turn blue, I know what to do. I'll drown my tomorrows in an ocean or two. And the pretty little things with their magnets and rings, blooming like a flower through a series of springs. Thank you, fate, and the freight that she brings. Thank you, Fortuna, and the song that she sings. Thank you to my manager for letting me live. that you're with.
And now we go right back into kind of where it was heading into.
Thank you to the Lord who created all this. There's a whole lot of hurt before you get to the bliss. Why even Jesus Christ was betrayed by a kiss. But that was long before that he got in showbiz. Well, I understand the land and the land in the sea. But when I try to walk, I'm sinking, you see.
I really like the lyrics here.
So I got a fever and I'm feeling fainter. I'm a dim receiver, I'm a cold wall painter. If you could just hold still, I will make you all so beautiful.
It's a nice effect on the guitar though. Volume. I really like how this song was constructed. The whole, like the way that it moved and how it began, and the lyrics, and like the way that the lyrics were so well adjusted with the music, I think made a huge difference. And the guitar and the synth, the little bit of synth that we hear in there is really cool. So you have Peter Kopis on the synths here and keyboards and such. And I really like how there's little bits of that. I'm sure there's more than I'm actively hearing, but there's little moments in here where you hear a sprinkling of keys and a particular sound that comes in, and it really perfectly coexists with the guitar playing, and just makes this really beautiful, almost swirling kind of atmosphere in the music. That kind of, in a sense, kind of reminds me of what they were doing in Starfish. Obviously, this is much later, but that still concept and that still heart remains in what they're doing. This really, I'm going to use the S word again, a big swirling kind of atmosphere with guitars and keys, mostly guitars, but the different effects on that. And it just gets a really cool atmosphere in there. Kilby. Okay. What I like is that with his singing, he kind of sings in a matter-of-fact kind of direct way. And lyrically, this is different from Priest equals Aura, which we listened to, right? Which was, that track was really cool. I haven't heard enough from the church. We've listened to a decent amount, but I haven't heard enough from them to make this statement. But I'm also going to make this statement. His writing seems to be very recognizable to an extent. There's a specific way that he writes his lyrics that are literal, and I think you could read it as such. He kind of starts from point A and literally gives us the whole alphabet through Z, but he also correlates a lot of things together and corresponds a lot of things together, kind of giving us like if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. And he kind of leads us on this journey through a lyrical alphabet, kind of doing something very similar. And, you know, if you start at the beginning of his lines and then go to the end, you don't understand it. But if you follow the journey, it makes perfect sense. There's just a specific way that he writes that can be literal, but also implicative When's the last time I used that word? Don't even know if I said it exactly right, but I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to say it anyway. And I think that that's actually absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to do this kind of at the same time because it makes kind of sense with what I'm going to say. I want to read the lyrics and I want to play a part of the music just to kind of give you an idea of what he's saying, but then the music behind it as well. Because the first part, this first third, kind of has this tense building atmosphere where it almost plays in what I would say is like not a bluesy kind of sound, but there's a movement and a similar pattern of bluesy guitar in the way it builds up from there. I was down in the city on a miracle street. I flailed like a swimmer through the summer heat. I was waiting for a friend that I needed to meet, and I was hoping she was bringing with her something sweet. Okay, we get something picturesque. And I was hoping for an open little opening, and I suffer for a groovy little happening. But it's all going wrong, just like I sing in that song. Which song is he referencing? I'm sure, like, fans of the church, like, you know, you can probably parse out perhaps what song he's singing about or referencing. But on the other hand, perhaps he's referencing quite a lot of their songs, you know? It's all going wrong, and like in that song I sing, probably a few songs that things are not going right. The song that I wrote about you that they put on TV. Okay, we're being more direct. The TV that I gave you because you wanted to see, but all they saw were spaces where the people used to be. 100 bastard voids with their pull on me. In the valley of death, you'll be breathless and free. So he starts to relate and bring things together there. The song that I wrote for you, the song you saw on TV, the TV that I gave you because you wanted to see, and like he's building off of that. In that particular section, I'm pulling up the music here now. The tension builds, and his voice kind of has this a depressive and kind of low, simmering, seething anger, as if he feels anger, but he's not releasing it all just yet. He's kind of simmering a little bit. And the way the guitar moves and everything begins to get a little more tense, really, really he kind of sings it between his teeth, right? And so it really works with the lines there. Like, don't you remember the song I sang about you? The one that was on TV, though. Like, he's trying to, like, get it in this person's head. You'll be dancing like a fool by the swollen sea. You'll be twitching like a drunk in a pharmacy. You'll be swatting at the flies in your pavilion, where the millionaire, nice internal rhyme, just blew a gazillion. The fingernails are all hot vermilion. The traffic grinds down to a standstillion. And I like how he doesn't lock himself to like literal words, or it has to say this, it has to say that. No, standstillion, just to make it rhyme. And the minor birds are pecking at the carrion, and you read it already in Hyperion, and you read about my trial in the Clarion, a sack full of ashes I've been carrying. When the lights turn green, I dissolve the screen, he goes. But when the lights turn red, I put the whole thing to bed. He stops. It's done. It's over. And then his singing starts to change. Well, I've got a fever and I'm feeling fainter. I'm a dim receiver. I'm a Cold War painter. Now, this could be a reference to a specific art style, perhaps, that came out of the Cold War, and maybe artists were painting about something specific. You know, we didn't exactly hit that when we did my painting reactions recently. But, you know, if you can just hold still, I will make you all so beautiful. The track is called Block, keeping that in mind. When the lights turn blue, I know what to do. Now, what do you know what to do? We know what to do when the lights turn red, green, or yellow. But what about when the lights turn blue? Could be an ambulance, if I'm thinking some sort of service, right? I'll drown my tomorrows in an ocean or two, still blue. And the pretty little things with their magnets and rings, blooming like a flower through a series of springs. Nice, springs, blooming like a flower. See what I mean? Like, Kilby seems to have a very particular way of writing that's very recognizable. Thank you, fate, for the fright that she brings, sorry. Thank you, Fortuna. And that song that she sings, Oh Fortuna. Thank you for my manager for letting me live. Thank you to my friends and the friends that you're with. Thank you to the Lord who created all this. There's a whole lot of hurt before you get to the bliss. Why, even Jesus Christ was betrayed by a kiss, but that was long before he got in showbiz. Well, I understand the land, and the land ain't no sea. But when I try to walk, I'm sinking, you see. And he mentioned Jesus Christ. He's trying to walk on the sea. That ain't happening. He's sinking. Perhaps a lack of faith, or, you know, like, what is he getting towards, right? He understands the land, but the land isn't the sea. So maybe he says he can walk on water in a sense. But when he tries to walk on land, something he understands, he sinks. In other words, as he's existing, he's feeling sinking. So I got a fever and I'm feeling fainter. I'm a dim receiver. I'm a Cold War painter. And if you could just hold still, I will make you all so beautiful. And like I said, the music changes around 2 minutes here, where the lyrics change as well.
When the lights turn green, I dissolve the screen. When the lights turn red, I put the whole thing to bed.
See? Right there. So he puts the whole thing to bed, and all that aggression that was kind of seething forth in the previous verses is put to bed. And then his singing changes. The mood of the music changes. It all kind of softens up a little bit. And when he softens up, he sings this line. As if now he's self-examining. Before he was talking about this other person and kind of moving, he kind of got off topic, but moving through that. But now he kind of self-examines to an extent and kind of goes from there. See what I mean? Like, there's a lot to look at, like, in the way he's writing these lyrics, but also how they perfectly work with the music itself and building a tension, that seething kind of anger that's building in the lyrics. But then it drifts off and it kind of goes in different directions. And the way that he writes is really, really interesting. That's good. I'm trying to figure out why it's called block, though. Could it be block as in he's trying to block something? Could it be block as in a specific area of a city? Perhaps symbolism. Could it be a mental block? I'm looking at the lyrics still, trying to put them together. I think he's feeling blocked. I think, like, in a sense, like when he says I got a fever and I'm feeling fainter, I'm a dim receiver. There's a block. He can't receive signals. He's not receiving signals. He's cut off in a sense. He says he's a Cold War painter, and if you could hold still, I'll make you all beautiful. Like he's painting a model, like a model is in front of him, he's painting. There's something to it, I just don't know. I got the dots, but I can't connect them. I have the dots, but I can't connect them. But there's something to that, and I like whatever that something is. Let me know what you guys thought of it, of course, in the comments down below. I appreciate you all joining me here. Adam, thank you so much for the recommendation and for the suggestion as well. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Come back tomorrow, and I'll see you all then. Bye, guys.